I tried making my own DIY photo canvas today, so I thought why not share how I did it with you guys. Okay, so let's start. For the materials that I use for this project, we have the canvas board. So don't confuse this one with the canvas panel because they're different. Then we also have the Mod Podge. So this one's a glue that you can also use for coating. Tapos foam brush. Then we also have the black color acrylic paint. Yan. So lahat ng to in-order ko online via Shopee and it arrived fast naman. So what I was talking about is that canvas panel is different from canvas board kasi the canvas board is thicker with a thicker board than the canvas panel, which is mas manipis yung board na gamit niya. Alright, our first step is to coat the sides and edges with a black acrylic paint. Ayan. So if you can notice, I used a different brush here kasi what I bought is only one piece of the foam brush. So I will be using that for the next steps ng ating project. And for this one, I only improvised using a sponge, but then it serves the same purpose. Now, you don't really need to cover the entire surface of the canvas board kasi it will only be covered by the photo. So, sayang naman yung paint if you'll be covering the entire surface. Now, but then it's up to you if you want to still cover everything. Now, dito, I also cover the back part kasi it's still visible. So, para uniform din yung color natin. Ayan. Then, don't coat it very thick kasi we will need to have this dried up later after we finish coating the sides, edges, and the back. So, para mas madali siyang matuyo. Then, yun. Definitely will be smeared by the acrylic paint pero don't worry about it kasi that will easily be rinsed off with soap and water, even alcohol. Now, these are all the canvas boards which I painted earlier, and right now I'm just leaving them to dry up for like 10 to 15 minutes before I proceed to the next step. Once the canvas board paint is already dried up, our next step is to actually attach yung ating photo to the canvas board. But then, before doing this step, you need to make sure that the photo dimensions fits exactly to the canvas board. Kasi if not, you need to cut out the edges for it to fit exactly. Now, in my case, what I bought is the 8R or the 8x10 and the photo that I will be attaching is 8R as well. So, sakto lang. Once we're already sure that the photo dimensions are the same as that of the canvas board, our next step is to apply yung ating Mod Podge on the surface of the canvas board. Now, I mentioned earlier that the Mod Podge serves as both the glue and the coating. So for this one, glue muna siya because we will still be attaching the photo. And don't worry if you're seeing white kasi once the Mod Podge dries up, it will turn transparent naman in color. So for this one, since we're using it with the glue, make sure you apply enough amount of the Mod Podge so that when you attach the photo, the entire photo will be sealed dun sa ating glue dun sa ating canvas board. But don't wait for the Mod Podge to dry up before attaching yung photo natin. Tapos, after this, let's wait for it to dry up for another 10 to 15 minutes before the next step. For the next and the last step in our project, we will be applying the Mod Podge directly on the photo. So this serves as our finishing coat ng ating photo. Yan. So So for this one, I'm still using the matte Mod Podge, but then there are different varieties of Mod Podge that you can choose from. So if you want a different finishing, so it's up to you again. Tapos, for this one, you can apply multiple layers of coating. So this is my first layer. Now, before you apply the next coat, make sure that the first or the previous layer has already dried up. Tapos, also make sure that you consistently brush on the same direction para that the finishing is nice. So these are all the photo canvas that I did for today. So I'm just waiting for this to dry up before ko sila iligpit and then hang up on the wall some other time. Ayun. So, thank you so much. Bye-bye.